Welcome back to the shop. Derek Wolfson here from Ironclad Metalworks with another Tool Tuesday where we show you the tools we use to do it mo better over here at our shop. And this is less of a shop video. I was actually doing some remodeling in our home, had to do a bunch of electrical work. And it's never something that I've really enjoyed very much. If you've done residential wiring, you're very familiar with this Romex. This is 12-2 Romex with the hot, neutral, and your ground wire all wrapped up. So this stuff is pretty much all homes, at least in my area, are wired with this stuff. And it's really nice. It's nice and sturdy. It has a nice jacket. You can run it in the walls without conduit. But I never really liked stripping this stuff. And I'd seen a few strippers out there that I liked. And I had this pair, which is just a cheap, I think Chinese made, and this thing's been awesome. So I really like these. They strip quite nicely. As you see, these are really great. I use these a lot for electronic work. But stripping this yellow jacket is a totally different beast. So what I used to do is take a, razor, cut down, try not to cut too deep, presumably fail by not cutting deep enough. Then you're cutting towards you and it scares me and you're gonna cut yourself. So you put it back down, try again. And eventually you're gonna get this. I'm sure there's little tricks to the trade, like sometimes taking your diagonals, cutting a little piece, now splitting it down that scored line. I'm sure a lot of you have done this same exact thing. Yes, as you start doing it more, you get better at it. But you have these little tails, you peel back all this insulation, spread your wires. Let's grab your diagonals again. Snip. Snip. And then hopefully this paper tears. So if you're watching this, I'm sure you're getting the point. This isn't that easy. It really is easy, and I'm sure if you're an electrician and you're doing this all day, you just kind of get muscle memory for doing this. But we're getting ready to do basically an entire rewire of our home, and I decided, all right, I want to try some of these dedicated NM strippers. So here they are. Klein makes a pair of these. I actually returned the Klein pair because I like this pair a lot better. This is a Southwire pair. It's made in the actually made in China, which I like that the Kleins are made in the USA, but I think this is a better tool. And I'll tell you why, but let me first show you how it works. So if you see this, you see that we have labels for 14-2 and 12-2. And if you look at that profile is exactly the shape of Romex. So you can actually clamp this, peel off the Romex outer casing, and then strip the wires individually in these slots. Has a nice wire cutter. And the plier tip on this is actually incredibly useful. It's kind of big, honestly. It's hard to use for knockouts, but I keep a flathead around for that. But it's good enough to be a linesman. I think I was twisting up to 5 14 gauge wires with this. It was a little tough. I sometimes use these because these are a big pair of pliers. I'm starting to update my pliers more to Knipex as we go. This kind of being a combination pair, but much smaller. Really like these. But as far as a kind of multi-tool, this thing rocks. So let me show you all the features it has, and I'll do some cuts on this wire. So first, let me show you, let's just say, okay, we got to cut this wire to length. So we put it in that part of the inner jaw, and that cuts just like butter. For comparison, these aren't super high leverage Knipex, but if you look at that, I mean, I gotta squeeze these really hard. They're also very short, but they handled that. And just so you know, like, these things cut really nicely. These are forged. Hold on, let me let this airplane go overhead. These are forged tools, so the cutting edge, I haven't used these extensively, but you do see a lot of Amazon reviews of people using these, even in professional settings, that said that the cutting edge is held for years. So, but the real beauty of this, check this out. So you got it in there, got 12-2. What I like to do is just give it a nice solid squeeze, not too hard, because if you squeeze too hard, you will crack crush this, and then you kind of bend back and forth and pull, and off you go. Look at how clean that is and easy. So then you can separate your wires. Mind you, you just have this one tool. Usually you have a little bit longer ends. Come back into here, you have your 12 gauge stripper. Let's do it this way so you can see what's going on. 12 gauge stripper, really nice. Doesn't hit the copper at all. Very, very sharp, very easy to use. And then something that I love about this tool, if you need to make loops, it has a looper right in here. It is so labeled loop, and there you go. You have a nice little outlet loop. So it's very easy to use. It has bolt cutters here, and then the linesman up here for twisting. Maybe I'll just show you that with these two end wires, even though they're part of the same thing. But you know, you can get pretty good leverage on those for a wire nut. So you know, not as great as a, you know, high leverage linesman, but this is basically an all-in-one tool, and that's ready to go. So this is just a really, really nice tool. I loved using them. I put in about 4 or 5 outlets yesterday with these and decided to break down and just do the video, because I think this is probably the favorite tool I bought this year. Just because it really does do a great, great, great job. You know, other wire stripper types that people like these. I like these for smaller wire. I really don't like these for Romex. It just, I don't know, it just kind of feels gimmicky to me, honestly. It's annoying. You know, obviously those wires are all screwed up, but you know, as far as cutting individual wires with these, I mean, this is completely effortless. And we're ready to go. So you get a nice clean edge. You can pull that through your electrical box and off you go. So yeah, this is the Southwire S&M 1214 HD. Really urge you to check these out. And again, I said I would compare these to the Klein. I actually don't have the Klein on hand. I bought the Klein first, thinking I'd like them. The Kleins are shaped a little more like this. I think they're much more robust than this pair, obviously. But they do have that kind of small frontal edge there, and they don't have this nice profile. So people say they work great. I mean, I tried them out. They certainly strip the 12.2 pretty similarly, but I usually don't like multi-tools, but this one knocks it out of the park. Honestly, I did almost the entire electrical project yesterday with this one set of tools. I will show you some ways you should not use this, okay? So if you look on the reviews, a lot of people say, oh, I was stripping it and I got into the insulation on the wires, on the black wires. So that was like kind of a monkey-handed way I just did that. And you know, even this insulation, it's nicked a little bit, if you can see. But if you really kind of monkey with it like that, you may not like these, because you will eventually strip these wires, and maybe you'll get some electrical errors. But again, what I like to do is say, you know, just come down, give it a light squeeze. I mean, you can kind of feel it score the outer jacket, maybe bounce around a little bit, and then come down and finish it off by hand. I will say, if you are going to use these, make sure you're not getting into the outer jacket of these individual wires. That's not good, because then you may have an issue. But yeah, really love these tools. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. I'm doing a lot more house remodeling stuff soon, so hopefully there'll be some more kind of things that come together. And I am rewiring the shop, so I guess this counts as a shop tool as well. So these are going in my electrical bag, and they are never leaving. These are probably my favorite electrical tool, besides this fluke. These two, you can pretty much do anything. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next Tool Tuesday. Thanks.